Hello, I'm John Coveney. I'm Professor of Food, Culture and Health in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. And I want to talk today about supervision of high degree research students. And to help me with that, I have Georgia Middleton with me in the room. Welcome, Georgia.
Thank you.
Now, Georgia, tell us about your course of study, please.
Okay, well, I'm doing my PhD and my project is focusing on the changes to the family meal over the last 30 years.
And how far into that are you?
I'm just over 1 year in.
Okay, so you will have some supervisors and a supervisor panel, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so I'd like you to try to crystallise 3 characteristics that you think have really helped you with your PhD studies provided by your supervisors.
I think good communication is a really clear one for me, being able to communicate easily and comfortably with your supervisors. I think having a clear idea of what your expectations are, big picture in terms of your project, but also little picture in terms of whose responsibilities are who and whose roles are who. And I think just being open about timelines and other things that are going on so that the student is aware of when to give supervisors their stuff, when to expect feedback.
Let me get back to the first point, open communication. So that comes to me in 2 lots. There's the technology that surrounds that.
Yeah.
So making that work is important. Then there's the personal stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that one of those is making you feel comfortable enough so that you can talk. Can I draw you out on that?
Yeah, definitely. So I think it's really useful if you've got good rapport with your supervisors and just to be able to feel comfortable coming to them with any problems that you have, any issues, and not feeling scared you're going to get in trouble or...
And what do the supervisors do to encourage you or engender that feeling of comfort?
I think for me personally, just lots of encouragement, always being really warm and kind with their responses, always been questioning as well, and always asking what I think and how I'm going. So I think them being open with me and asking those questions has allowed me to be more open with them, I think, as well.
And your second point, I think, was about planning, wasn't it? It was about having a clear plan of where you wanted to be and how you were getting there. So did you write a plan at the beginning of your course of study that encompassed the whole 3 years? Where did you start with this?
Yeah, lots of communication at the beginning about what was expected, what sorts of things I thought I would be expected to do and what my supervisors thought, and then lots of back and forth with that planning over the 3 years, and I think that's really helped with making sure that everybody's on track and knows what's happening.
So one of the things I remember we did at the beginning was we had a sheet with expectations on it, and one side of the sheet said something like the supervisor will provide all of the methodology, and on the other side it said the student will provide all of the methodology, and we had to say where we felt that responsibility lies. So we all filled this in, including you, of course, and then we sat around the table and we looked at where there were kind of outliers, where most of the time we were kind of together, but occasionally it was, oh, you're over here and I'm over here, so can we talk about what that means? And so that kind of really did settle a lot of the early expectations, didn't it?
Definitely.
So let's just crystallise that again. So we've got good communication, making sure the hardware works and making sure the software works, the interpersonal communication, and with that is the ability of supervisors to provide you with a sense of comfort so that you can go to them. And this idea of planning, which of course will always be work in progress, won't it? Because you can never work out entirely where you might be at a certain time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So I just want to share, before we end, what I think are characteristics of students who I think are successful. And I think that openness is really important. Students feeling that they can come and talk to me and the other supervisors who I'm working with any of the problems they've got. It may be something to do with the work itself, it may be something to do with some work they're doing outside of the PhD. I think that openness is really important, and that meeting deadlines is also important. So if there are any early warning signs that deadlines aren't going to be met, I think that that's really important to notify the student, notify the supervisors, so that there's no kind of disagreement or lack of expectations here. Good. Thank you very much, Georgia. That's been very helpful.
Okay.